and that we didn't believe that only pacifists can bring down the mullah regime. The mullahs, it won't be just pacifism, be people with courage and people who stand up, people who have their own motives, whether they have their own religious group or their own social group. There are groups of patriots during the American Revolution that brought down British control of America. And they all weren't just of one mind. Some of them, in fact, were religious fanatics. Some they had Christian cults that lived in the United States who supported us, and that's our history. But they had their rights, and they were willing to fight for them. So let me just leave with one last thought. I'm going to give you a chance to express the last thought, and then I'm going to express maybe one minute worth of thought. Mr. Carnahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And again, I just want to personally say to the chairman for his work on this issue, his leadership, and leading our delegation there, demanding answers to tough questions, both from the Maliki government, but also from our own government, in terms of how we go forward, bring people to justice, and find out how we can go forward to find a safe haven for the people there. So again, thank you, and thank you to the witnesses for bringing your expertise to bear here today.
All right, and I will finish with this. Number one, there will be a list of questions offered to the State Department concerning the massacre at Camp Ashraf, including when they knew about what and who gave orders for our military to leave, et cetera, and I've detailed some of those questions. There will be an official list of questions from this committee to the State Department, and we will expect an answer. If we do not get an answer, I will proceed with making sure that we have a follow-up hearing until those questions are answered. And finally, let me just leave with this thought. The invasion and the liberation, you might say, of Iraq was something that I supported. I mean, I trusted President Bush that he knew what he was doing, that he had a good grip on how to make sure that we got that job done, and that it was necessary, that it was absolutely necessary for us to go into that country with heavy armored divisions and in such a big way. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong to put my trust in his judgment. And I had worked for the President of the United States, and I assumed that he had a similar responsible position toward the American people and funding the American military, as did the president who I worked for, which was Ronald Reagan. And that was not the case. And the United States has paid a dear price, probably $1 trillion of wealth, which may have been one of the major factors in kicking us into this horrible economic crisis that we're on the edge of today, as well as thousands and thousands of our young people dead, and many tens of thousands more who lost parts of their body or their faces were blown off, or they now live in misery because their homes, their home lives are destroyed. And that's the price we Americans have paid. And Americans don't mind fighting for freedom. Americans don't. That's our job. We come from every race, every religion, and every ethnic group, so we can show the world there's a better way. But the ingratitude that I have found in our visit to Iraq was overwhelming. I think that the members of the MEK that I have met here in the United States exemplify a commitment to freedom, and no matter how activist or what their organization did in the past, they're committed to freedom and democracy today. And certainly the slaughter there at that camp, we should have taken more caution and more care to see that that did not happen. And I think we all believe that. Let's just make sure that no more of these people who are friends of freedom are murdered by the mullah regime in Tehran or by their stooges who now control the government of Iraq. Thank you very much. This hearing is adjourned.